Over the past 13 years, I've built six-figure businesses, doing most of the design work myself, including building my own websites, pitch decks, and social media posts. And in that time, I tried just about every design tool you can imagine. A lot of those tools were complete disappointments, but some of them were so good that I recommend them to everyone I talk to. So in this video, I'll be breaking down my 10 favorite design tools, plus a few bonuses, so you can skip the trial and error and start using the tools that are right for you ASAP. Let's dive into category number 1, core design and content creation. These are the tools where the designs themselves get made. From full-on editing suites to AI helpers and infographic builders like Piktochart. First up is the Affinity Suite. For years, this was a paid alternative to Adobe, but recently they made the entire suite completely free for schools and nonprofits and significantly more accessible for everyone else. You get a pro-grade alternative to Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign. It is a fantastic resource for vector work and photo editing, if you want to avoid the massive monthly subscriptions of other platforms. The standout feature is the Studio Link. It blends the workflow into one screen, which saves me hours. Next is Photopea. Think of this as Photoshop in your browser. It's the ultimate emergency tool. If you're using a borrowed laptop, a Chromebook, or just don't have your main software installed, you can open their website and start editing immediately. The standout feature is compatibility. It opens PSDs, AI files, XD, and even PDF. You never have to worry about a client sending you a file format you can't open. Photopea handles them all. For visual communication, specifically reports, infographics, and presentations, I use Piktochart. While Affinity is for art, Piktochart is for information. It solves the headache of trying to make business documents look professional without spending hours pushing pixels. It is the bridge between a boring document and a design file. To power the concepting phase, I use Gemini, specifically the new Nano Banana image capabilities. This isn't just a chatbot. It's a concept engine. I use it to generate mood boards or visualize layout ideas before I commit to building them for real. It speeds up the blank page phase. The standout feature is the text rendering. Unlike older AI models, Gemini is getting incredibly good at spelling text correctly within generated images. This makes the mockups actually usable for client presentations. Visual assets, color, and motion. These next tools don't replace your editor. They supercharge it with good palettes, stock photos, UI kits, and motion graphics. For color, I use Coolors. It's a rapid-fire palette generator. We all get color block. Coolors solves this by letting you hit the spacebar to generate infinite combinations that are mathematically guaranteed to work together. The standout feature is the lock function. If you like one color, say your brand's primary blue, you can lock it, keep hitting spacebar, and it will only generate colors that match that specific blue. For imagery, there's Pexels. This is a massive library of completely free stock photos and videos. The aesthetic here is much more modern and authentic than standard stock photo sites. It doesn't look like corporate cheese. Plus, the licensing is straightforward, free for commercial use. The standout feature is their vertical video library. Finding high-quality vertical video for Instagram Reels or TikTok backgrounds is surprisingly hard, and Pexels is a gold mine for this. For motion, I use Lottie files. This is the industry standard for adding animations to apps and websites. Video files are heavy and slow down your website. Lottie animations are code, so they are tiny, load instantly, and look crystal clear on any screen size. The standout feature is the plugin ecosystem. You can design an animation in After Effects and export it directly to Lottie files to hand off to a developer. It makes you look like a motion design pro without needing to code. For UI inspiration and assets, I look at UI Hut. It's a giant library of UI kits, templates, and icons. You rarely need to reinvent the wheel. If you need a login screen or a dashboard, UI Hut has thousands of professional examples ready to go. The standout feature is you can download the actual source files. You aren't just looking at a JPEG for inspiration. You get the editable Figma or Sketch file to start working immediately. Workflow, process, and documentation. Once you're designing for clients or teams, documenting your process becomes part of design. These tools make that painless. Komodo is my choice for screen recording and asynchronous communication. It is the fastest way to give design feedback or explain a bug without scheduling a Zoom meeting. You show, don't tell. The standout feature is the guide workflow. It doesn't just record video. It helps you create step-by-step walkthroughs that are easier for clients to follow than a 10-minute rambling video. And if you hate writing tutorials, you need Scribe. You just hit record, do the task on your screen, and stop. Scribe automatically creates a step-by-step PDF guide with screenshots and text instructions. The standout feature is it writes the text for you. It recognizes that you clicked the file menu and types that out automatically. It turns a 20-minute documentation task into a 2-minute task. And as for the bonuses, we have web builders. If you want to take your visuals and actually ship them as real websites, these are great starting points for non-developers. First is Divi. This is a powerhouse builder for WordPress. It turns WordPress into a visual drag-and-drop canvas. You have total control over design, padding, margins, animations, without touching CSS or PHP code. The standout feature is the layout library. They have hundreds of full website packs you can load in one click, so you're never starting from a blank white screen. And lastly, Wix. It is the lowest barrier to entry. Hosting, security, and design are all in one bucket. It's perfect for simple portfolio sites or landing pages. The standout feature is their whole suite of new AI capabilities. You can now use AI to help generate site structure and copy, which speeds up the blank page phase significantly. I mentioned Piktochart earlier in the list, but I want to circle back to it as my top pick for a specific reason. We've covered tools for art, for code, and for color. But in a real business, the most important design task isn't just making art. It's communicating information. The reason Piktochart wins out over everything else is simple. It handles the data. The standout feature is the data visualization. You can copy-paste your complex numbers from Excel or Google Sheets right into the tool, and it instantly generates clean, on-brand charts. It creates the kind of documents that stakeholders actually want to read, and it does it in a fraction of the time it takes to use a standard design tool. And it already has Google's AI image generation tool, Nano Banana, baked in. Now, there is one tool that I haven't mentioned yet that only recently became a decent design tool. That is, of course, ChatGPT. If you click here, you can learn how we were actually able to create McKinsey-level presentations using ChatGPT that you could either use as is or edit with some of the tools that I showed you in this video to get it looking perfect.